Welcome back. Now we'll be going to Nicole Jansezian reporting from Jerusalem to give us an update on the hostage and prisoner exchange transfers in Israel over the weekend and this morning, as well as an update on the growing tensions in the West Bank. Over to you, Nicole.
Both Israel and Hamas have expressed their willingness to extend a temporary truce should the fourth and final round in a hostage for prisoner swap go off without a hitch. Since Friday, the truce has been in effect, with Israel ceasing all military activity in Gaza and allowing humanitarian aid to enter the Strip. Each night, Hamas releases some of the 240 Israeli hostages, and in exchange, Israel releases 39 prisoners in Israeli jails. Each night leading up to the release has been plagued by last-minute delays and disagreements over each side keeping up its side of the bargain. So far, a total of 40 Israeli hostages have been released by Hamas, 21 children age 18 and younger, 11 adult women, 7 women age 65 and older, including an 84-year-old woman who currently is in critical condition in an Israeli hospital. Among the Israelis released is a 4-year-old girl, an orphan named Avigal Idan, who also holds American citizenship. Her parents were killed on October 7th, but she was reunited with her family, including her older siblings, when she was released on Sunday. Meanwhile, a baby who was kidnapped at 9 months old has yet to have been released. Now, outside of the parameters of the Israel-Hamas deal, there also have been 18 foreign nationals released, including 7 Thai citizens, 1 Filipino, and a Russian who also holds Israeli citizenship. In exchange, a total of 117 Palestinian women and children have so far been released from Israeli jails. Though the majority of them have no Hamas affiliation, they have all come out thanking Hamas for their release. Meanwhile, in Gaza, where 15,000 Palestinians are said to have been killed in Israeli airstrikes since October 7th, residents are watching the celebrations and saying, how is it that we have to die while they get to celebrate in the West Bank and in Jerusalem, where the prisoners are being released to their homes? The war in Gaza has been accompanied by an increase in violence in the West Bank. Since the start of the war on October 7th, Israel has arrested hundreds of Palestinians, and more than 200 Palestinians have been killed in military activity. In Tulkarem, 2 Palestinians that were accused of collaborating with Israel were executed and their bodies dragged and then hung. Something else that's being talked about here is Hamas and its treatment of the prisoners. Hamas released a video yesterday showing them leading the Israeli hostages to the Red Cross vehicles, holding their hands and waving goodbye. Another thing, they just today, they released what they say is a thank you letter from one of the captives that has been released to Hamas for the great treatment that she had while in captivity. There are also reports as the hostages are being released about what the conditions were like, including, they say, irregular meals and having to speak in whispers. Nevertheless, it looks like the ceasefire will be extended. Both Israel and Hamas have agreed. U.S. President Joe Biden said on Sunday that he hoped the ceasefire would continue. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed an outline that called for a release of 10 hostages a day, an additional 10 days of quiet. But he warned that once that is over, that Israel is going back to completing its military goals, which are the overall elimination of Hamas and releasing all of the Israeli hostages in custody. But that, of course, depends on the very tense and emotionally charged release that occurs every night, and that can fail just on one little detail. No hostage exchange is complete until you actually see the hostages cross the border and get back into Israel. So until then, and until each one is completed on a daily basis, there's no guarantee how long a ceasefire can or will remain in place. This is Nicole Jansezian reporting from Jerusalem.